said culture, right? You said other culture. Are you guys excited about what we're seeing? What I feel like we're seeing is seemingly a shift in culture in the arts, specifically with Kanye being more outspoken about his faith, with Chance the Rapper being a bit more outspoken about his faith, with Justin Bieber and his new single called Holy. I'm not saying what they do is what you guys do. I mean, Kanye is fairly outspoken as like a Christian rapper now, but what I'm saying is I think what's happened is there's been a shift on a mainstream level where people's palate has now being softened and being adjusted to hear more Christian values, more Christian ideas, more Christian truth. Whereas 10, 15 years ago, I would say the industry was so dark and the mainstream majority was so dark in terms of media that people were instantly like, oh, what is this? Gospel rap. We're seeing remnants of it all throughout culture. And even though like I did a reaction to Chance's video, the Justin Chance, and I said, man, I wish he didn't say that line about the best weed. Like, I just felt like that was unnecessary. But whatever, I'm not going to judge him for smoking weed. Do you guys think that the shift that's happening is a positive one, and that it's directing us? Because I feel like I meet more and more people that may not be Christian, but they're willing to hear me out a bit more.
Yes, I am very much excited about that. And really what upsets me is how many Christians who could be engaging into this conversation are spending their time fighting other Christians over they're calling them, names and trying to make faithful brothers and sisters into social gospel conspirators. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because what we could be doing is that we could be ushering in revival and awakening by joining the conversation in the culture right now where people are becoming exhausted, Ruslan. The reason that suicide is up, bro, the reason that depression is up, the reason that loneliness is up is because we have exhausted all this world has to offer. It's as if we are on an island. The world is on this island and they've explored every bit of it. And they're like, where do we go from here? There's nowhere else to go horizontal. Right. What do you do at that point? You start looking vertical. Yeah, and that's what's happening in the culture. That's what's happening with these artists. And yes, Kanye is definitely mixing in other things that we would love him to stop doing. But that does not take away from the fact that there is this conversation happening that you hear in the Kendricks and the Coles as well. You hear it in the Big Seans. You're hearing it in Justin Bieber and Chance the Rapper, where people are finding that the best this life has to offer is not enough. It is bankrupt in happiness. Right. It gives the veneer or the promise of totality. But you realize, in fact, a lot of folks are just living on the hope, especially with these artists and influencers, because their hope is, I know I'm not happy now, but if I can get X, Y, Z, I will. And that hope fuels them. But then when they get it, they realize that it's not there. So again, they have ran out of room like Napoleon. I've ran out of room. I've ran out of space to conquer. There's no more weight. There's nowhere else to go vertical. I'm starting to look up, and I'm excited about that. And as that's happening, people are going to say things that are theologically off. They're going to say things that are a reflection of their searching, and we should be gracious and patient for that. I have conversations with folks all the time where they're saying all kinds of wild stuff that I'm like, yeah. But what I'm looking for is, where is grace in here? Where is the Spirit of God starting to do at work? And I don't want to quench that work. I want to help fan the flame of that work by continuing the conversation and helping people. The Lord is alley-ooping us right now. Let's just be in position to actually dunk it. And this is the opportunity that I think we have right now that we see emerging in culture.